WSTKS-FM Worldwide. Digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. Hello again, everyone. My name is Stokes Schwartz, and I'm a professor in the Center for Integrative Studies in the Arts and Humanities, part of the College of Arts and Letters here at Michigan State University. Welcome to the Collaborative Cafe, an ongoing podcast about why and how we might integrate generative artificial intelligence into our work with undergraduates. The ideas shared here provide a snapshot in time of my ongoing reading, research, and related thinking around the role of GenAI in post-secondary education. Without a doubt, this will change over time as generative artificial intelligence evolves and plays a greater role in our everyday lives. Last time, we examined various points in support of the question, why should instructors integrate generative artificial intelligence into their courses and related activities? For a more in-depth discussion of the issue, please refer to or revisit episode 113 right here at the WSTKS-FM Worldwide channel. Today, however, let's consider the related question. How can we set up our students to use GenAI in an effective, transparent, and ethical way in the completion of their coursework? To rephrase the question, in what ways might we bring GenAI into our classrooms? Well, I'm glad you asked. There are actually various approaches that college and university instructors can adopt to achieve that aim. In one moment, we'll take a look at a few ideas gleaned from different print and online sources. You'll find a list of references in the description below. Okay, to begin, former high school Spanish teacher and Ditch That Textbook author Matt Miller suggests 30 different methods to which instructors can turn to make GenAI part of their classrooms within his recent book, AI for Educators. 4 activities in particular are readily applicable to student discussion and examination of course material regardless of the subject matter in question. Let's have a look at these and how they might be combined across a single class meeting or perhaps 2, depending on the time available. First, Miller suggests the venerable Think, Pair, Share activity, but with the addition of generative artificial intelligence. Students take a few minutes to reflect on an instructor-generated prompt, jot down their thoughts using a handy pencil and sheet of notebook paper, and then pair up to discuss their ideas. To gain a third perspective, the 2 students next prompt GenAI with any related points that occur to them during their initial exchange. When class reconvenes, the 2 students report on the various replies, human and AI generated, along with any new observations. Another interesting way for students to bring generative artificial intelligence into their discussions is to follow Think, Pair, Share by asking GenAI for further advice on the topic under examination. Once the AI in use has generated a reply or 2 to student prompts, the student pair can move on to evaluate the reliability of the AI output by consulting additional online sources of various kinds, for example, credible websites and article PDFs. Last of all, student pairs can identify, take issue with, and take one side in, Miller suggests, a debate with the AI used by means of thoughtfully constructed follow-up prompts. The activity helps students cultivate and refine the skills necessary for making and supporting a claim. Pacifico Zanzara in ChatGPT for Teachers sheds light on several interesting approaches to using generative artificial intelligence across STEAM courses to foster student creativity, critical thought, and problem solving. As part of the book, Zanzara presents many prompts that instructors and their students can plug into an AI, depending on the subject matter, to generate lesson plans, classroom activities, or brainstorm ideas that will get a project on its feet and moving forward. Of particular interest are the prompts geared toward helping instructors in the arts and humanities create pedagogically sound learning opportunities. These include prompts like, pose a question that asks students to analyze a work of art, literature, or drama, reflecting the historical period in which it was created. Or, create a scenario that challenges students to choreograph a dance that tells a story, while also considering how movement and space convey emotions and narrative. For theater or film studies students, on the other hand, an instructor might enter the following: generate a prompt that asks students to design a theater set for a play or film based in a particular historic era. They should also consider how color, space, props, and lighting can effectively convey the mood of the production and reflect the historical or cultural context in which the work was created. Besides these specific instances, Zanzara offers an array of other ways that instructors can introduce generative artificial intelligence into their teaching and adapt the technology to their particular needs. A point I would like to add is that rather than look for reasons why we can't or shouldn't, we would do better to take a page from Carol Dweck's extensive work on growth mindset and determine how best to harness the terrific teaching and learning potential of GenAI. Dr. Amina Yanis, in her recent YouTube video, How to Use AI to Save 15 Plus Hours Every Week, Academic Productivity with AI, highlights several ethical ways that students can use generative artificial intelligence in their coursework. For example, she suggests that students can consult an AI like Jenny for help structuring and formatting their written work. Jenny will offer suggestions based on and specific to a student's own writing, even their early brainstorming, in ways that are directly relevant to that student's particular assignment, curated research materials up to that point, and subsequent drafts. This particular AI, Yanis points out, will also help students format references and in-text citations according to the citation style required by a professor. Yanis further suggests that Jenny can be used by students to develop a research plan, compile materials for a working bibliography, and find the most relevant recent work on a subject. She further mentions that students can use GenAI in general to help grasp and tease out the main ideas, arguments, and conclusions of the scholarly works they consult, a key consideration since many undergraduates experience challenges when it comes to understanding academic writing, given its dense, theoretical, and sometimes jargon-filled character. I would also add that students should first ask their instructors if use of GenAI is permissible, and, provided the answer is in the affirmative, to cite any use of it in their ideation, writing, and revision steps. The best way for students to use GenAI, Yannis concludes, is during the proofreading and editing stages of development. Students can ask an artificial intelligence to examine work they have already completed and provide suggestions for how they might revise their argument and tighten up their related discussion. In much the same way that a human tutor in a college or university writing center might advise a student who seeks help with a working draft on subject X, Y, or Z, for example, an AI like Jenny can help students produce more polished work. As mentioned in a previous episode, I'm always eager to learn what artificial intelligence itself might have to say about its inclusion in college and university course activities. Recently, I consulted Microsoft Copilot, entering this prompt: please provide a few concrete ways in which humanities professors can ask students to use GenAI in the classroom or course assignments. In addition, please explain how we can have students practice transparency and cite their use of GenAI in accordance with expectations of academic integrity. What follows is a greatly condensed and modified version of the extensive reply Copilot generated in about 30 seconds. Stay with me. Quote, humanities professors can incorporate GenAI into their classroom activities and course projects in several ways. Students can use the technology to analyze literary texts, entering key parts into the AI, and ask it to identify themes, motifs, or character development. This can help students understand complex literature and develop their analytical skills. In addition, GenAI can be used to gather information about historical events, figures, or periods. Students can ask further questions about their topic and use the information provided to supplement their research. Moreover, students can use GenAI to explore different philosophical arguments, clarify complex theories, and use the information to form their own arguments. In addition, GenAI can be a useful tool for learning a second language. Students can practice conversations with the AI, ask it for help with grammar and syntax, plus use it to learn new vocabulary. On a related note, GenAI can provide information about different cultures around the world, including their practices, traditions, and histories. There are several ways students can practice transparency and maintain academic integrity when using GenAI. Just like any other source, if they use information provided by GenAI in their work, students should cite it. They can refer to it as generated by AI, followed by the date of the interaction. Students should also make clear when an idea or piece of work is AI-generated output with footnotes or in the bibliography. While GenAI can provide valuable information, students should be encouraged to evaluate AI output critically, cross-referencing it with other sources. Lastly, professors should discuss the ethical implications of using AI in academic work. This includes issues like plagiarism, data privacy, and the reliability of AI output. Remember, while generative artificial intelligence can be a powerful learning tool, It is important to use it responsibly. It should supplement rather than replace traditional academic practices." End quote. WSTKS-FM Worldwide. Digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. If you find this podcast helpful, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. Before we sign off, let's quickly revisit the points covered in today's program. While he presents many possible options for bringing generative artificial intelligence into the classroom, Matt Miller's combination of think, pair, share with GenAI, subsequent deeper digging by students through follow-up prompts, assessing output reliability, and debate between students and an AI are readily applicable to discussion and examination of material, regardless of course focus. Pacifico Zanzara presents several interesting approaches to using GenAI across STEAM courses to foster next-generation skills like creativity, critical thought, and problem-solving, including various highly adaptable prompts specific to arts and humanities courses. Dr. Ramina Yanis discusses 4 ways students can ethically include generative artificial intelligence as part of their research and writing processes. These include organizing and structuring their work, creating a research plan, compiling a bibliography, developing the related literature review, as well as proofreading and editing subsequent drafts. When prompted, Microsoft Copilot advised that students can augment their learning via GenAI for help analyzing and interpreting texts or gathering information about historic eras, figures, or events. Likewise, students might use GenAI to explore different perspectives or seek clarification of difficult concepts or theories, drawing their own more informed conclusions based on that advice. And finally, second language learners can use GenAI to cement grammar, vocabulary, and syntax, plus practice oral and written communication. My own 2 points include the following. First, rather than look for reasons why we can't or shouldn't integrate generative artificial intelligence into our teaching and learning practices, post-secondary instructors should instead adopt a growth mindset and take active steps to harness the potential of GenAI. Second, we should advise students to ask their professors if use of GenAI is permissible in their work, and if the answer is yes, to cite any and all use of it in their idea development, writing, and revision steps. However students might use the technology, GenAI output should supplement rather than replace traditional academic practices. And with all of that, we reach the conclusion of the 3rd program in this series of podcast episodes on why and how we might integrate generative artificial intelligence into our work with students. Join me next time when we'll take a look at a few cautionary notes and suggestions for addressing problems with student use of GenAI before they arise. Until then, my name is Stokes Schwartz, and thank you for joining me in the Collaborative Cafe. Have a healthy, safe, and productive week. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now. You've just heard a podcast from WSTKS-FM Worldwide. Digital collaborative learning for the 21st century.